are a number of things that homeowners, and comes into the owning, right? I mean, you're primarily involved in the buying, but the information that you bring can be very helpful for the owning of real estate. And There's a number of things that, homeowners have to do in preparation for the next season because, in St. Louis, it's going to change every 3 or 4 months.
Exactly.
But it may, we're going to have spring, but winter comes sneaking back to us, right?
St. Louis weather will throw us a snowball. Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. So let's talk a minute. The spring is going to bring a lot of changes, and there are a number of things that you have to undo in your house that you did a few months ago. So let's just kind of start listing some of those, and then we'll come back to what they are and give a little advice maybe on how to handle those things. So,
well, sure.
Exterior things.
Yeah, one of the first things is over the wintertime, if you left your garden hose attached, your pipes may have frozen back in the wall. It's not a good thing. So if you go to wash your car now the first time, run inside, check your basement, listen for running water, watch for leaks. Check it every few minutes because your pipes may have frozen. It happens quite often. I see it all the time.
Well, and you really need to check each one of them, too. So, most people have at least 2, sometimes 3 or 4 hose bibs.
Right.
Front, back, side, in the garage maybe.
Yeah.
Those don't necessarily freeze because they're protected.
Well, you would hope. But if you leave a hose attached, it freezes all the time, especially when we get into the single-digit temperatures. And we had a few weeks like that.
Yeah. What else? What's going on the outside? How about roofs and gutters?
Roofs and gutters, you always want to take a good look at your roof and gutters, especially after high windstorms, thunderstorms. Check for missing shingles, wind damage. And then over the wintertime, nobody's thinking about leaves, but pine needles continue to fall.
Right.
Our favorite little gumballs are continuing to fall, clogging the gutters. When the gutters overflow, it rolls behind the gutter board, and you can get water damage on your inside walls. You can have gutter board water damage, rot on your wood. It's very expensive to repair and replace.
And unfortunately, most folks don't know they have a roof problem until it shows itself with a leak, right? So you got water pouring in your ceiling, and that can be from wind, it can be from hail, it can be from weight of snow, any number of things in the St. Louis area can cause it. And like you said, if you have a gutter backing up, it's going to kind of leach up the roof, and it's going to create problems. You don't know about those things until you have a problem, but you can go up and do an inspection. You can hire somebody to come over and do an inspection.
Sure. Most of the time you can walk around and see most of your roof just from the ground.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, now's the time to clean your gutters, right? So there's leaves, pine needles, all those kinds of things.
And the best thing is to put on gutter guards. They're very inexpensive. You can buy them at the local hardware stores, put them on yourself, or hire a handyman.
What other exterior things are we going to look for in the spring?
Oh, sure. This goes every day of the year. You always want to make sure that your ground slopes away from the foundation. Yep. A lot of times there's settling, especially on new houses. The ground settles around
because they moved that dirt up to the house, backfilled it,
and didn't do a good job backfilling and compacting it. The ground settles and makes a depression around your foundation that holds water. That cracks your foundation. It causes water through your foundation walls. Again, thousands of dollars worth of damage just because the water is rolling toward your foundation.
Right. What other exterior things?
Exterior things, the downspout extensions we've talked about so many times. Mm-hmm. A $5 little piece of drain pipe that extends your gutters away from your foundation, again, can save you thousands of dollars in foundation repairs and flooded basements, wet carpet, wet drywall, things like that.